Welcome back to Double Nickel. When I started this channel, I committed to upload a video or some content once a week, and this time I failed to do that. I recognize that it's been about, I think, 11 days since I published the last video, and the reason for that is we took a trip up into the Northeast. Now, initially, my plan was along the way, I would record some video, some content, and upload it and share with you along the way about our travels. But this time we did what we always done. We traveled in the same way we always have. That is to pack as much as we possibly could into every day because we wanted to make the most of the time and make it all count. When you're on vacation for several days from work, we're still in that mode. You want to try to maximize your time. And so we did that again. But this time, on this trip, not only did I fail to record any content, I also discovered something that I've been talking about, I've been sharing with you here on this channel that I knew intellectually, but I've experienced now. I wasn't quite ready to admit it to myself, but it's a reality now and I'm recognizing it. We'll get to that a little bit later. I want to start by sharing with you a little bit about the trip and where we went. I'm going to put some pictures up here along the way so you can see where we were. We started out in Pittsburgh. We caught a Pirates game. They were hosting the Phillies. We went in the evening. It was beautiful. PNC Park is everything I ever thought of that it would be, everything I've heard about. It looked tremendous. The great field, a great atmosphere. A lot of fans were there. As you can see in the image, the sun was setting in the west and reflecting off the skyscrapers there on the downtown skyline of Pittsburgh. It was fantastic. So we thoroughly enjoyed that. The next day, we toured the Steelers Stadium where they play. That was awesome. My wife is an avid Steelers fan, and when I was a young boy, that was my team as well as my mom's. So obviously, I enjoy the Steelers and like to follow them as well. So we had a great time there, and immediately left and made our way over to Gettysburg. And in Gettysburg, we toured the battlefield, and that was neat. It's a lot like Vicksburg. There's a lot of cannons and hills, and if you're familiar with the battle, there's a lot of monuments there. It'd be meaningful to you if you're familiar with the history of what happened. What we enjoyed most was the museum. It's a great museum there. It's called a cyclorama, I believe, where it's a painting, 30 feet tall, that is around you in 360 degrees. You're on this platform, and they play some audio for you, and they use lights to highlight parts of the painting. From way back in the 1800s, this painting that was an awesome experience. I highly recommend the video there at the Gettysburg Museum that describes what led up to the war, what precipitated the Civil War, a little bit about the battle there, and then the cyclorama as well. I think that's a great stop for you if you're ever in Pennsylvania. Well, from there, we made our way on over to D.C., this being the 250th anniversary of our nation. We took in some of what is going on there and toured some museums. I'm kind of a science nerd. I love the dinosaurs and all the beautiful architecture there that is part of our capital. So I had a great time there as well. So walked a lot. I think one day we walked almost 10 miles. So you can tell from the pace of the trip, being off from work, as I described, it's getting as much as we can done. We got a Pirates game. And I forgot to mention that when we got to to DC, we caught a Nationals game as well. So a couple of new ballparks we hadn't been to, and that was a nice ballpark. Also reminded me a good bit of Colorado. If you've ever been out to see the Rockies, where Washington plays, where the Nationals play, it's a little bit like that to me. So enjoyed it all. Had a good trip. Very, very busy though, which is why I'm just getting back to you and didn't get any content uploaded. So that's what the trip was like, where we went. There were some things that worked well and continue to work well. The truck setup, it continues to prove itself as an asset. Having the power station in there when we're overnight, keeps the fridge running. The mini fridge keeps your food cold for you. We keep a cooler still, our Yeti cooler with our drinks in it. Ice melts, but so what? It's drinks. Lots of convenience and flexibility that provides. And some of you have given some feedback on my truck setup video about we need something to cook with. Going to be adding that, going to add a microwave, probably more than likely. I own a propane stove and oven, so may mix those in depending on where we're going to travel. That'll be for a more slow-paced trip though than what we were on this time. So didn't have anything to cook with, but continue to really enjoy the power station and the fridge set up in the bed of the truck. So that worked great. Now, getting back around to what I discovered, the lesson learned, and it's not about anything that went wrong. Nothing really happened. Nothing went wrong. It was a wonderful trip. But somewhere between another hotel check-in and another activity, another attraction, I realized that I just wasn't enjoying the pace anymore like I used to. This fast pace, get as much as you can done. My body was keeping up, but just barely. As you know, I've shared about my back surgery, got some arthritis problems. It just was wearing me down. And the reality, the candid reality is that at 55, you know, you start to slow down some, and I experienced that maybe more than I have before on one of these go-go trips this time. And the exhaustion really was taking a toll on me by the end of this trip. In fact, there was one of the days that in Washington that I laid down on one of the stone benches there and just took a little nap under a shade tree. So I was that tired and that worn down from it. So it's one of the reasons I'm looking forward to retirement, that we'll finally have that time to travel. And it won't have to be a situation where we have to cram everything into a week, multiple cities in multiple days. That'll change. Maybe it's one place in 4 days rather than 4 places in 4 days. It's more coffee, more conversations with locals, taking some time to visit with people in the area where we are and learn about it. Other travelers, see what their experiences are and how they're enjoying themselves. Just get to know some people, some more casual walks instead of, you know, we got to get to the next thing at the Smithsonian and then on to the next thing. I'm looking forward to that. Less driving and less rushing around. Those are all things that I'm looking forward to, that and more remembering. Again, don't get me wrong. I know we're very fortunate. We're blessed to be able to travel and have this trip that we just went on. It was a lot of fun. We got to spend some time with our son. That was maybe the biggest highlight, is he was able to go spend the end of the trip with us for a couple of days in D.C. Thoroughly enjoyed that. But I am realizing that age is a reality. The idea of retirement has more to do with your personal reality than it is with some number. And I'm experiencing the truth that just not capable as I used to be. I don't have quite the energy that I used to have, and I stay sore a little bit longer. I get tired more than I did. And any of you that are in your mid-50s or beyond, you understand what I'm talking about. You're kind of sliding off the other side of that from a capacity standpoint. So that's what I realized. That was the lesson that I learned. Not that there was anything wrong with this trip. I'm glad we did it. Got to see some places, see some games that I was wanting to catch and take in. Really enjoyed that. Obviously enjoyed being off and kind of doing my thing rather than dealing with work. That was positive. But it did bring home to me that what I've been sharing with you in theory about travel, it truly is the kind of thing I'm looking forward to. The ability to go at a slow pace, stop at a location, spend some time there, move on to the next place and repeat that, and not be, you know, from one thing to the next. I think that's going to really be enjoyable. Obviously, I think growing older doesn't mean you have to give up adventure. It just means defining what adventure looks like for you. What can you do? What can you enjoy? What do you want to do? The 35-year-old me would have been able to go on this trip that we just had and had a great time and not even be that tired when I got back. Actually, probably refreshed and ready to go because I had the mental relief. But now there's the physical exhaustion part that's new, that's different. We got back 2 days ago, and I'm still feeling it pretty good. I'm still recovering. I think it may be by tomorrow I'll be about normal. So there's that. So you kind of redefine what is adventure going to look like, what's travel going to look like. I think that's important to recognize. And maybe the goal isn't to see more places. It's to experience the places, to see a little more deeply, be a little more below the surface, to dig in deep and find out what the place is like, what the people are like in an area. I'd love to share with some Nats fans. Hey, what's it like for you? What are your traditions up here? The same thing for the Pirates. I would love to have talked to some of the people that work at the museums up there in DC and ask what their daily life is like. What's it like with people coming through here? What kind of people do you meet? What kind of famous people have you seen? Those kind of conversations. With the agenda and the itinerary we had, that wasn't possible. But with slow travel coming up next year, I believe it will be. Well, hey, I went on a while here. I wanted to put this out and let you know where we had been, what we've been doing, and share with you that some of this that I've been talking about, it's not just theory, it's reality. As you get a little bit older, you have to adjust if you're going to continue to enjoy yourself. Hey, until next time, let's see where Double Nickel takes us.